I have two of my favorite singer-songwriters coming to Maine within a week of each other, so I'm pretty excited. So Dar Williams, I've been a fan of hers since 1993, since she put out her debut record, The Honesty Room.
The moon wanted more of my night. I turned off the engine and the headlights.
And she's back. She's put out several albums since then. She's written a couple books. She's the coolest person on the planet. And her new record is called I'll Meet You Here. And it's out on October 1st. And she's playing at my favorite venue, or one of my favorite venues. Say it with me, Stone Mountain.
Stone Mountain. Yes. In Brownfield.
So, yeah, that's going to be great. And there's a single on the album. It's a duet with Gail Ann Dorsey. And you're thinking, who's Gail Ann Dorsey? No big deal. She was just David Bowie's touring bass player from 1995 on. Tremendous vocalist. And that's just a little bonus thing. She won't be in Maine, but still very cool. She's on the album. And Dar Williams, what a poignant, incredible storyteller and songwriter and vocalist.
First day of October, big happenings.
Oh, yeah.
All right, show number 2, we've got Jonathan Brooke.
Jonathan Brooke, I've been a fan of hers even longer than Dar Williams. So clearly I've been a fan since I was about 4 years old. Yeah, right. She put out a couple albums with her duo way back when in the early 90s, The Story. And then she went solo, and she's just been consistently a phenomenal songwriter. In case you don't know, I'm big on lyrics. And she will be at One Longfellow Square. And it's so exciting because One Longfellow Square is finally reopening that weekend. Her Jonathan's show is on Sunday, October 10th, the night before. Another phenom, Patty Larkin, and then Jonathan Edwards kicked it off on that Friday night, totally sold out. But I'm very excited to get back into my other home away from home, One Longfellow Square. And by the way, they are doing it a little bit differently. You have to be vaccinated. A test, a negative COVID test is not good enough. You actually have to be fully vaccinated to set foot in that venue. And I think it's really cool. It's a very small, intimate space. And these touring musicians are doing everything they can to stay in their little touring pods and stay as safe as they can. Tours are getting canceled. I mean, a couple shows at State Theater just been canceled recently. This is all very real. It's very much still happening. So it's just an extra, cautionary step they're taking.
Yeah, that is a small space. Yeah. All right, show number 3. Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox, and that's happening at the State Theater.
And if it's real, well, I don't want to know. Don't speak, I know just what you're saying.
Yes, retro pop tunes. So much fun. That is going to just be an absolute hoot. And that show, I actually interviewed one of the singers, Therese Curatorlo, right before lockdown. That show was literally like, when we went into lockdown, it was right when that show, in fact, Jonathan Brooke, her show was right when lockdown was happening. And it's finally rescheduled. And there's going to be a whole bunch of musicians on tour, on stage rather, on this tour. And I think it's going to be an absolute blast. They do this kind of melancholy version of the Friends theme song, and they take pop hits and make them sound like they're from the 1920s. That is going to be a blast.
That's really cool. Yeah, they've waited a long time for that. Show number 4, Amethystkia. That's happening at Opera House.
Glasses on for a second.
Okay.
Yes, a lot. So much buzz about her right now. Who are we kidding? I can't see anything, so why fake it? Her debut solo album, Wary and Strange, was released in June. Couple summers ago, 2019, at the Newport Folk Festival, I first saw her with Our Native Daughters, critically acclaimed quartet with Rhiannon Giddens, Layla McCalla, and Allison Russell. Allison Russell, who is just another phenom. Kia's got a distinct sound that embodies alternative rock, but also roots and kind of an old-time vibe to it. Just a real standout performer, and that is going to be an excellent, excellent show on the Mid-Coast.
Friday, October 22nd. So that gets us through October. Put those glasses back on, Aimsel. You got a lightning round.
Here we go, lightning round. All right, you ready?
Yes.
So indie folk, Darling Side, September 26th at Portland House of Music. When Particles Collide, our very own Bangor rock duo October 2nd at Cadenza in Freeport, even though I told you it was in Portland on the thing I sent you, Amanda, Cadenza is indeed in Freeport. Ladyland, backed by Strings. Hello, October 9th, Chocolate Church Art Center. Beloved, 82 and still phenomenal. Judy Collins, October 12th at the State Theater, and October 29th at Jonathan's in Ogunquit. And Robin Hitchcock of Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians solo show, October 20th at One Longfellow Square. And Love by Numbers, they've got a new song out called Colors, new music coming out from them very soon, October 23rd at Chocolate Church Art Center. But always, check all the venues, all the bands you follow. Tours are happening. It's tricky, not gonna lie. Things are tricky right now because of the pandemic and the vaccination, all that stuff is still complicated, but there's still live music to be seen. So get out there. And if you feel comfortable, see some. And if you don't feel comfortable, buy their t-shirts, buy their vinyl, buy all their stuff, and continue to support the bands you love.